Hi boys and girls. Okay, hopefully we have had a chance to practice drawing cardinals on our whiteboards, and if you have, you know that the body of your cardinal, if you're looking straight at him, is more like a teardrop, and if you're looking at the side, it's kind of like a bent teardrop or raindrop. Okay, and then his mask, we know that you draw the U shape and then a straight line across, and if you want to make it from the side, you're just going to cut that in half, right? You don't need the whole thing, you only need half of it if you're going to do the side view. And his beak is actually triangles, right? 2 triangles or 1 triangle from the side, and then you can just draw a line. This one's actually like a diamond, and I'm going to show you a way, if you want to do him from the front, how you can make his beak kind of 3D. Okay, so you could either have it open like that, or you could have it where it actually moves. Okay, all right, so and his tail, if you're doing him from the front, his tail, if he's looking at us, his tail would be right behind him. If he's from the side view, his tail would be off to the side, right? So let's get started. We need some shapes. So the very first thing you need is you need the raindrop shape, okay? And just so you need to decide, is my cardinal going to be facing me, or is he going to be to the side, like this guy looking to the side? So everybody's going to get some red paper. You can either start by drawing the shape, and I kind of like to draw the shape just to know what it's going to look like. I want mine to be kind of big, so I'm going to make a pretty big raindrop, because this is the branch that I painted last time, and I know I'm going to put him right here, so I'm thinking about the size I want him to be, and also that I think it'll be good for cutting him out. Now, I want him to have a tail, but I'm not going to connect it because I want to be able to put the tail behind the branch. So I'm just going to make a tail coming down, and then I'm going to do up, down, and back. And I'm just going to make it go across. And I want mine to have some lines. You do not have to put these in there, but I'm going to put some lines. And then for his wings, you can either choose to draw those wings in, right? You could just draw wings on the outside, which I didn't leave room for, so I'm just going to draw me some wings here. I'm going to make 2 crescent shapes, and then I'm going to cut those out and put them right next to him. Okay, those are my wings. Now let's see, I've got him facing me, so this is all I need in red. I have his body, I have his wings, and I have his tail. The next part I need to be in black. Okay, so I'm going to use some black paper here. And so that you can see it, let's see, I'll use a white colored pencil you can see. So I need to figure out about how much I want to be here for his mask. I think about this big would do. So I'm going to cut out a U shape right here that I can glue on him. Okay. I'm just going to do that just to make sure this is the right size. And if you don't want your white pencil outline to show, you just flip it over when you glue it down. Oh, that's exactly the size I want. So I'm going to put it right there. Now I need to cut these 3 pieces out, actually 4 pieces out. And then the feet I will add with a Sharpie, but I need a beak. And I told you guys earlier that I would show you how to make this beak. Now you could just make a regular old diamond beak by just taking a piece of your paper and cut out the diamond shape. Or actually, here, for those of you that like to draw it, you could draw a diamond, right? Make sure it's the right size, so cut out your diamond. I'm not sure I'm going to want that Sharpie line on there, though, am I? I guess I can always try flipping it around. Okay, so once you have the diamond, you're going to fold your diamond in half like this. Pinch it together, and you're only going to glue down. Actually, I think I'm going to fold it out this way so the black's on the outside. You're only going to glue just 1/2 of it down. So when I glue it onto here, I'm only going to put glue on the back of there, and I'm going to stick it right here. And then I need to do some cutting. Okay, so remember we talked about how I might want to put my tail behind. So if he was actually sitting on this branch, his tail would be behind. It would be back here behind. So you may not want to glue this together. You may want to glue it just right onto your paper behind the branch. So let me show you what I mean by that with this branch, okay? If I want him sitting here, then his tail would probably be behind there. And actually, I think this is kind of long. I might take a little bit of that tail off, because that tail would be coming from, and I might actually have to cut it at an angle, right? Because if I'm going to glue it so that it looks like it's behind, the tail's behind, and he's sitting on. And then if you have him glued down, you can decide about feet. So his feet would be right here on the branch, right? So take your Sharpie and just draw in probably 3 little, it doesn't want to do it very good on the oil pastels. Maybe we'll have to use black oil pastels, it just depends. Anyway, go ahead and glue your bird onto your branch. And if he's looking the other direction, like this one, I decided on this one that I wanted him to have a little bit of white behind his eyes, so I have a white paint marker that if we need to, we can put a little white dot there, but you got to let it dry so it doesn't get in your Sharpie. And then you can put a dot in there, okay? Because I could not see where his eye was because it was all black. So I thought that would look better, okay? Same thing with this guy. I probably am going to do a little white dot there first, and then I'm going to let that dry. And when it's all dry, I'll go back in and we'll put mostly black. I just want it to have a little bit of white around the outside so I can see where his eyes are. Okay, it doesn't have to be very white, just slightly different than the black outline there. Okay, all right, so when this is all done, it's got wet glue, so it needs to go on the drying rack. Make sure that your name is on it and it's on the drying rack. And then, let's be sure we clean up all of our scraps. All your scraps go into, oops, I guess I better keep this. This is part of my bird, huh? All your scraps go into the garbage can. This orange paper is probably enough for your whole table to share. You don't need very much. And the same thing with the black. You could probably share 1 piece of black for your entire table because you don't need much. They're very small pieces.